Welcome and Happy New Year, everyone. I hope that you have a beautiful 2026. But before we get into the new year, let's go a little bit into 2025. So Happy New Year, Lenka.
Happy
And
New
I
Year.
know that you are in your van and you are traveling. But why don't you just share a little bit about what you've got from 2025? What has 2025 meant for you?
So 2025 was the year of van life. That was the year that I have started. So I started December 2024, but 2025 was actually the year of being on the road. And yeah, I remember exactly where I was last year around this time when we were heading into the new year. I already made it all the way to Spain, which was always the goal to be like spending the new year in Spain and exploring Spain. And yeah, 2025 has given me more than I could ever ask for in terms of adventures and amazing times on the road, amazing human encounters. It was incredible to observe how uh, this podcast and social media has allowed me to interact and meet people in person from the internet. So we had a podcast guest here, and then I would connect with them on social media. I would follow them, and I was like, "Oh, wait a minute! You said you're in Spain. Are you here? I'm in this area. Oh, yes, we are. Okay. Do you want to go for a walk on a beach, or can I come to your farm and shall we record podcast while I'm there visiting?" And genuinely, like meeting people for the first time ever, and really feeling so connected, feeling like we're friends for life, and still till today being in touch and cherishing those memories and looking forward to new encounters. So it was an incredible year. It also was a year of lots of lessons and learnings because, again, first time van life, still working, still having a very not demanding client, but lots has been happening with that client. So there's lots of on my shoulders in terms of managing the team, scaling back the team, dealing with clients, helping my client, helping him figure out an exit strategy, helping him close down the business. And then obviously trying to figure out what's next for me because for 18 months all the time I was on the road. I was focused mostly on this one client and all their drama. And when it all finished, I was like, what am I doing with my life? So it was interesting to then be like, okay, I'm done with this. What's new for me? What do I want to do? And already I was in a new headspace with I've kind of not made it on TikTok, but I started being active more on TikTok, on social media, started really getting more out there, this van lifestyle. And I'm like, am I going back to being a marketer? Am I building a new business more around kind of the freedom lifestyle? Am I building a business around more of a travel and van life? Am I creating some content around that things? Or am I turning my cat into a catfluencer and becoming his pet manager because he can earn more money than I can because he's cute and people love him? So that's still on my mind, and that's somehow what I'm bringing into 2026. So there's a little bit of my kind of a wrap up on 2025. And obviously, we know that for you, it's been a big transition year as well. So give us your kind of a summary of, how 2025 went on your end.
Oh, it's been 2025 was a big year, was a really uh, a lot of move, literally moving from northern hemisphere to southern hemisphere. But before I go a little bit into that, I just wanted to ask you one question. If you had to sum up 2025 in experience or learnings, what has been sort of one word or sentence how 2025 has been for you, or a major lesson that you have learned?
It's all about journey. The one word that keeps coming up. It's not the destination. It's not the end result. It's the journey. It's the everyday moments on the road that really, be it from personal life, from relationships, from traveling, from work, all of those things have one thing in common, and that's no, the destination is not what's important. It is the journey. It's the journey.
I love that. And that's something you can take with you on your future plans into 2026, because it sounds like not just a physical journey, but a personal journey as well. So beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. So, as I said, 2025 was a hard year. It was very stressful. And we finally made it in November to South Africa. So, moved from the UK back to South Africa, and it's been chaotic ever since. This 2025 has been a very chaotic, stressful, overwhelming year because we're selling a house, trying to work on how logistics of moving. And then once we've moved, you would think that things would settle down a little bit, but no, it's very chaotic. It's family drama, and it's just been go, 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 go. So for me, 2025 has really taught me to find the space to slow down, to sometimes just stop, take a breath, reevaluate, and not get too stressed or overwhelmed when things are out of my control. So a lot of stuff that's happened is it's been out of my control. I've not been able to do anything because it's up to others to deal with. And that's been something that has really stretched my limits and caused a lot of sleepless nights. But I've had to learn, okay, it's not in my control, but what is in my control is how I react to it. So sometimes I did it well, and other times not so well. But it's a learning process, and it's finding ways to get back some sort of control when I feel that everything is out of control. So it can be, I can then do something that I can control, which then helps, or just try not to be overwhelmed and angry or stressed about stuff that's not going the way I want to or as quick as I want to. And I'm having to wait and wait and wait. And then guess what? Wait some more. But it has also been a lesson in patience because all that waiting. But it's been a very interesting year. And just going from the move has been a really personal lesson for me, and just finding ways to cope with it because there's been doubt. I've questioned myself, and going to the airport, I said to my husband, why are we doing this? What are we doing? I landed in South Africa. It's like, oh my God, what have I done? I mean, can I change my mind? But it's just living with these feelings. It's living with these emotions and not letting them take over, but just in a way stepping back and thinking, okay, I've made this decision. This is where we're at. Let's live with it a little bit and then see, do we want to stay with it or do we want to change it? And it's been, when it comes to emotional year, it's been up, down. Roller coaster has nothing on the year. So 2025 has been very emotional, very upheavaled, very chaotic, and there's not been a lot of space for rest. So this is something that I've really felt that for me, 2025 has been overwhelming, busy, and quite stressful at times. So if I had to sum it up, I would try to use those three words: is overwhelming, chaotic, underline that one, and stressful, and no rest. So that's been 2025 for me.
So let's wrap it up. Let's put a bow on 2025 and say, yeah, you've given us a lot to deal with, but also you are leaving us in a new place. So going into now 2026, what are the hopes, the plans, the vision? What are the words that you are looking forward to lean into and embrace? Obviously, you are still in a place of looking for your new forever home, for your home base. So there still will be some sort of a searching, but hopefully most of the chaos has been done and they will be only settling in and calming down and figuring things out. So tell me, and obviously our listeners, a little bit about, so what are your goals and visions and intentions for 2026? And do you have a one, two, three guiding words that you are bringing in to shape the year to your liking?
I am looking forward to 2026, and I know it's imminent. We are on the countdown to 2026, and I'm really looking forward to it. A lot of people, sort of spiritual people, people who look at the planets and the stars, are saying 2026 is going to be a year. It's where things are going to settle, where things are going to fall into place. It's going to be the chaos over the last few years are sort of coming to rest now, and they're going in. And so 2026 is going to be the year. And that's how I'm feeling. I feel like 2026 is going to be it. I know it's not going to start right now on the 1st of January. It's going to most probably take a month or two to settle into 2026, but that's okay. That's normal. It doesn't just end on the 31st and then start on the 1st. And there's always that transition period, which January and February is all about. So as you said, we are looking for somewhere to stay. Or to build and to live. So we have some ideas of what we want to do, which are not 100% concrete, because our ideas can be flexible, depends what we find. But I have some words, and my words are self, explore, and then I've got calm and space. So calm and space are sort of together. And for me, it's about self. It's really learning to connect with self, because 2025 has been almost external, whereas now I want to become internal and just have that self. And the explore is explore self, but explore where I'm going, explore new places, explore new ideas. It's just exploring what's there, what can we do, what new ways can we find to live, where can we live. So it's just about exploring, but then also exploring emotions, exploring why do I react a certain way, why do I want to do something. So exploring the self as well. And then of course calm and space. As I mentioned, 2025 was very chaotic. Now I want flip side of that coin, and just have that calm and find the space to be, the space to grow vegetables, the space to do something, create something for other people. So just having, it's a physical space, but also a personal inner space, and then the calm that comes with that. So that for me, those are the words that are going to guide me moving forward when I'm looking for somewhere to settle down. Does it follow those words, those guidelines? Does it give me the space? Can I explore? And these words, I think, are going to be with me at least for the beginning. I'm not necessarily saying they're going to be there for the rest of the year, but as we know, Lenka, we sometimes change halfway through the year because we've completed our words. So that for me is very much everything. Stepping into January and the beginning of 2026 is a big question mark. I'm still dealing with repercussions, or not necessarily repercussions, but dealing with the end of 2025, because it is very unsettled at the moment. I'm still living with my mother and we are still looking, but there's that joy, the adventure, the anticipation of what can be. And this is where we're at right now. You've got the chaos and what can be. And this, I'm really looking forward to going into 2026 with that, with the unknowing of what's going to happen, when will it happen, and just seeing where the universe guides us. So that's me. I am trusting in the universe and seeing where 2026 is going to lead. But for you, Lenka, what are you hoping for 2026? And what words are inspiring you stepping into the 1st of January?
Yeah, I was thinking about it a little bit. I haven't done my full 2025 debrief with myself just yet, so I there might be some new words and new ideas and a bit more clarity coming up. But the one word that always pops in my mind is steady, because 2025 always felt like it is the journey. But I'm still trying to get somewhere. There still was this almost urgency to tick off some items of the bucket list to get to certain destinations. And even though I have tried my best and I enjoyed the moment of, oh, it's all about the journey, there's still at the back of my mind was, oh, I need to get there by a certain time because I'm meeting person there, or I have X amount of time to travel around Scotland and I have to be at a certain place at a certain time. So even though in comparison to lots of other van lifers, I already travel pretty slow. I always find it interesting when I see on, social media other van lifers like in 8 months we travel through 25 countries, and I'm like, but why? So, and even though I do think that we travel with the cat quite slowly, I still feel that we don't travel slow enough, and that there still has been this urgency to get to places and really have a timeline where going into 2026, the idea is I have figured out lots of the logistics, I have figured out a lot of the hows and wheres. We're back in mainland Europe where it is a lot cheaper, so we can just really stay at places for longer, enjoy those places for a bit longer. There's no need to move from space to space, especially out of season, not as many tourists, not as crowded, so we can take up space for longer. And the idea is to really settle in the year with more steady energy. And I know that during the year when summer comes, maybe the energy will pick up. I am a very seasonal person, so during winter I have a tendency to hibernate a bit more, to, spend more time listening to audiobooks, enjoying candlelights or twinkly lights, and going bed early and sleeping a lot more. Where in summer I have a lot more energy and I have a tendency to do more things and be more active. So naturally the year is gonna evolve. But right now, the one word that is on my mind that I'm reminding myself of is like everything has its own time. You don't have to have it figured out. As you said, the 1st of January is not necessarily the best time to be thinking new year, new start. I am allowing the new year, new start be more in the springtime. Naturally, when we're coming to spring equinox, where the nature and the cycles of the planets and of the earth are naturally inviting the rejuvenation, the new start. So I'm giving myself a few months to figure things out. As I hinted before, I have business decisions to make, I have creativity decisions to make, but I don't want to rush into anything. I want to take it slow and steady.
That slow and steady. Oh, sounds wonderful. And like you said, it's not rushing anywhere and just uh, enjoying the rest of winter and just taking it slowly and hibernating. It sounds magical. And of course, spring, like you said, the equinox and just coming alive with the spring and everything sounds wonderful. So I really look forward to watching your journey and hearing more about it. But now let's talk about the podcast quickly. What are you sort of wanting to see process with this? Because, of course, we're going into our fourth year of doing this. We are going to be hitting our 200th episode very, very soon. So watch the space. What are you hoping to learn from the process, to what are you looking forward to in 2026 with what we created here, what we've been doing?
I think it's similar to our personal journeys. The 2025 was a lot of chaos, lots of rushing, lots of getting things done, and we had a wonderful year full of guests. But I do miss a little bit of the slowness of having more of us on the podcast, having more of our sit down, deep dive, kind of a debrief chat. So I'm looking forward to carving a bit more time to implement some of the learnings and process, read more books and talk more about books because we haven't done that. Because both of us, we kind of really did not have the headspace to really read. And that's something I'm looking forward to very much in myself, to read more books. And I'm sure you too. So, looking forward to talking more about books. So, it is the implementation. It is the, okay, we're learning from incredible guests on a weekly basis. We have had, as we said, almost 200 episodes, maybe 150 guests over the period that we've been doing the podcast. So many beautiful things. And yet, it just feels a little bit like we're churning out episodes. And I'm sure that the listeners might enjoy this pacing. For them, it could work. But for me personally, I would really much prefer to then have the time to digest and process and discuss and figure out, okay, we've last week, this month, we've learned these things from these episodes that really resonated. This is how I'm applying them in my life. So this is out there for our listeners as well. Is this something you would appreciate to bring more of the debrief, the feedback, the this is how it's actually applicable to personal lives? Or do you enjoy the pacing of lots of inspiring guests and then you really don't care about what we think? Let us know. We would love to hear from you either way. And obviously, right back at ya, Natalie. How about you? What are your hopes for the podcast and where do you hope, pray, and intend to take it?
Well, like you, missing the books and the reading. But I think that it's maybe time that we start sharing what we're going through, what we're dealing with, and how we're learning, because we have had some amazing guests. And I know you and I have implemented or taken on board what we've learned from our guests, but we're not sharing it. So I feel for myself is 2026, I need to be more open, more vulnerable, I think, and sharing what I'm going through, what I'm dealing with, and how I'm implementing what we've learned from it, the guests. I still really feel we need to share the knowledge that our guests have, and we need to create that space. But I think it's time that you and I start stepping up to the microphone, so to speak, and really share and be vulnerable in a way and just share what we are dealing with and what we have learned and how we are implementing it. Because I think that it's time that we put ourselves forward. We expect our guests to do it. I think it's time we do it. So that's my challenge to myself for this year. And I think it'll be great. And like you said, the reading, the sharing of the books that we read, that we've been reading, what we're learning from them. But of course, don't forget our amazing guests. We will still have some guests. So, yes, listeners, we would love to know your thoughts on this and what you want from us. What is there topics that you would like, or would you just want us to share what we're going through other than the physical stuff of moving in our van or moving country and all that, but how we are dealing with life and situations. So we would love to hear.
Yes, I'm right there with you. I think this is the intention for the new year. It is, again, finding more calm, finding more of the clarity, finding more of the steadiness. And it is on our personal journeys, on our business journeys, but also in this podcast is to find this steady pacing where we're leaning a bit more into the podcast, we're leaning a bit more into the lessons, we're leaning a bit more into our lives. The same as you said, being more vulnerable and brave to step up to the microphone and share what is really what we are learning and what we have learned and how we've implemented. So I'm so excited for that. But also for our listeners, we would love to hear from you. What have been the highlight of your 2025? How would you summarize in one, two, three words your experience of this past year? And what are the goals and dreams and visions, intentions that you're bringing forward? Do you set yourself a word or couple for the year? If so, Would you mind sharing what they are? We would love to hear from you. We would love to know how has this journey over the past year been for you, and most importantly, what you're looking forward to in the new year. And with that, that's a wrap on 2025. Oh my gosh. We did it, Natalie. Another successful year of podcasts in the bank. And 2026, here we go.
Well, welcome to 2026. Have a beautiful and happy new year. And we look forward to you being part of our journey during 2026. So, welcome 2026.